Hi there, it's time for another battle. This time it will be Tanagra 457 BC. So we have moved about 20 years further from the conflicts we had seen in the Greco-Persian War. And as that conflict, well, it didn't end at this time yet, but the Persian-Greco War has, well, a bit more low intense, I think. Anyway, 20 years has passed since Xerxes' attempt to conquer the mainland Greece. And of course, the Greece has reverted to their own old habits of warring each other. This conflict takes place in a war we call the First Peloponnesian War. And, well, the reasons for that conflict, I think, are many, and basically it's friction between Athenians and Spartans about who will be the leader, and well, both have kind of created an empire. So we have basically two leagues, the Peloponnesian League led by Sparta, and we have the Delian League led by Athens, and other allies there too. For instance, we have the city of Argos on the Athenian side, of course, the old enemies of Sparta, so they are, I think, happy to well, they hold some grudge against Spartans at least. But the events leading up to this war, as I said, were many, and it was this power struggle. It was also, well, basically the fact that the Athens city-state was growing too powerful. They rebuilt their walls of Athens, and also started creating this, what we call the long wall, down to their harbors and ports. And well, also there was some political dimension to this. The Spartans didn't like the new way of ruling in Athens, the democratic way, and were opposing that. Also, the Spartans were afraid that if the Athenians build their city walls, well, that could be a good staging point for another invasion of the Persians, who could have Athens as a local protected base in the future. So many things were happening here that created the friction between these states or city-states. Also, at one point here, Sparta had an uprising of the Helots in their lands, and they were unable to subdue these rebels. So they were asking for help from the old Hellenistic League partners, and one of those were, of course, Athens, who promptly sent a force to aid Sparta in quelling that uprising. But for some reason, the Spartans rejected Athens' help and turned back the army, and that was really seen as a big offense against the Athenians, and that really broke down the relations between these two states. So I think the Peloponnesian War started already 460 BC, but so we're seeing a few years into that conflict, and there were some, I mean, initially Athens was not at war with Spartans, but the Athenians were at war with the Corinthians, who in turn, of course, was a strong ally to the Spartans. So I think this war was inevitable between these two states also. But in this special event for leading up to Tanagra, we had a conflict between Phocians and Dorians happening, and the Dorians were kind of well, what could you say, maybe the ancestors of the original Greek place of the Dorians, which included the Spartans. So the Spartans felt compelled to march up there to help out the Dorians and settle the conflicts between the Phocians and Dorians. So they did. So they sent an army led by Nicodemus up there. They managed to bring peace. I think it was a bad peace for the Phocians. At the same time, Athens took action. They sent a fleet and troops to the Corinthian Gulf, to the isthmus there, blocking the retreat of the Spartan army back to Peloponnesus. So they couldn't retreat, and they were waiting actually for the Athenian next move, and indeed it came. The Athenians marched out with an army led by Myronides, who met the Spartans on field at Tanagra. So here we are, armies facing each other here, and historically it was a hard fight, quite even matched, and in the end the Spartans won the war, or the battle, and by that they were actually able to retreat back or return home to Sparta, because their isolation was, they did break the isolation by this victory. So by that we could take a look at the War Council. We have, as I said, the Athenian army led by Myronides. They have 5 cards and move first. The Spartan army led by Nicodemus, 6 cards. In my Solitaire house rules I will give them 3, Athenians 2. Athenians move first with 56 banners. And we have, as usually, some special rules here. Okay, so we have one thing with this Thessalian medium cavalry, which is located up there on the battlefield. Thing is that they start on the Athenian side, but apparently they did. There were kind of turncoats here in the battle. They joined the Spartan lines eventually. So, to reflect that, if the Spartan player plays a mounted charge command card, we will replace that Thessalian medium cavalry unit to a Spartan cavalry unit instead. So from that on, they can use that unit on their own. Already at that very turn, they join the Spartans. So a mounted charge command is required to do that. So until that, the Athenians will control that unit. We have the hoplite rules, and we have the Spartan special hoplites. That's all. So let's take a look at the battlefield then, just to review the forces. So let's check the Athenians first. Here we have that Thessalian cavalry. As you can see, we have a typical line here, quite strong flanks with supported units. We have in the back there an auxilia, and on that flank a light unit, basically giving support to the very end of the flanks here. And the main line is of course mainly hoplites here. We have 1, 2, 3 an auxilia, 4 auxilia, 5, 6 hoplite units here, and 3 auxilia units. We have one more at the end. Just before them we have deployed some skirmishers. We have light slingers there, and over here we have some, well, proper light troops, javelin throwers. So kind of an ordinary Greek army for this time period we've seen in other battles. And for the Spartan line, we have the main line with starting with some auxiliary. We have allies to the Spartans here, probably some Corinthians maybe here. So 2 units with hoplites, another auxiliary. Then we have 3 units with 5 blocks, these Spartan special hoplite units. And at the end here we have 2 auxiliaries still. And also the Spartans have deployed some skirmishes up front on the flanks, a light there and another light there. So, as you can see, it's pretty evenly matched. I think the Athenians got a bit more strength in units at least. But on the other hand, the Spartans have these special hoplites here. Also, we have that cavalry that could be, well, it depends on what event cards we get, who they will fight for. But as for a battle plan, really hard to tell. I think it's both sides are in the same position. They quite near each other. We have guys in skirmishing range. I guess we will see some skirmishing in the beginning, and then depending on the side's hands here, we will advance or wait for the other guys to advance. It depends on the card who will be the aggressor here, I think. I'm not sure. So I don't have a really good battle plan here from the start, but we will just see what happens. Okay, so I think by that we are ready to start. Oh, I can also mention we have some terrain in the edges here. We have 1 mountain hex there and 3 mountain hexes there. Probably will not be used that much in this battle. It's a standard pitched battle on the plains here. Okay, let's start it out. So we start with the Athenians with the 2 cards. They have a leadership any section and 3 in the center. Right, 3 in the center. What could we do with that? Too bad both skirmishes are on the flanks. No one in the center, so we cannot initiate skirmish action by that, nor can we activate the cavalry. So a leadership any section that could actually give us some skirmishing options here. Maybe we do that then. So play this. I mean, okay, it's quite a powerful card, I think, to be used for this, but I think we can get if we do it on this flank, for instance, we can activate the leader plus 3 units. That would be those 3, I guess. Maybe that's not so great anyway. So if we activate, okay, at least we could fire with that unit, but this wasn't that great that I thought, because I thought I could bring forward these guys and also maybe here they could also fire with 1 die, you know. But in that case I need to activate, because they need to be linked, so 1, 2, 3, and then these guys could move there, move up the lights, and then I could fire. But then these guys are not activated, they could fire with 2 dice, which would have been nice. Also that would bring some auxiliary to the very end here. I don't know if that's good. Maybe I want to keep that close to the center when the action starts here with the Spartans. So maybe I just play this card. What I want to do is basically activate these lights and these lights, and technically all these guys would be activated, but I will not move my hoplites here. So these guys will move 2 hexes up here. Okay, I'm losing that good support I had by moving away that guy, but anyway, these lines are is supported anyway all the way here. And the only battle we're gonna do is by our slingers. The good thing is they could actually reach down to the Spartan mainline here. So I think I'll start firing off against those Spartan special units there. So it's 2 dice and we hit with blue. And 1 hit actually. Not a bad start by the slingers there. They caught these guys off guard and managed to inflict some damage there already. So quite happy with that start. Also we have now these guys somewhat in range. At least they can rush forward 1 hex and fire next turn if they want to. Okay, we see the Spartans. Bad card, we don't have any heavies, but we can activate 1 unit. Could be interesting later. We had 2 in the center, and we have 2 on the right hand flank here. Maybe we should just answer to the Athenians skirmishing here by our own skirmishing. I mean, we have some auxiliary that could move up there, at least 1, and we can throw some more javelins there. I think I'll do that. The good thing is the slingers cannot retreat, so but they are of course supported there. But anyway, activate 2 there will be these javelin throwers, and we'll start moving up 1 of these auxiliaries. And the good thing is, if I move them here, I'm still holding a tight line here. So let's start with the 2 dice attack from the flank against his slingers. Nothing, because he can ignore that 1 flag, so that was basically a miss. And then we have our auxiliaries who could fire with 1 die. That's another flag that they can ignore, so nothing there. Anyway, guys in position here, maybe good. Let's draw a new card for the Spartans. And then see what the Athenians can do. Okay, double time. And this is what I talked about previously. I mean, depending on the cards, we'll see who will be the aggressor here. So maybe if we start moving up some troops in the center now with this card, you know, 1 hex, we could play this eventually and do a double time to hit the Spartan line really hard. So 3 unit center. Question is, where should we do that? Should we hit the Spartans themselves or their allies? Of course, their allies would be maybe preferable. We could more easily gain those wanted victory banners because they die off a bit easier. On the other hand, we need to get those guys in the center that we activate now. So I think it will be a clash somewhere in the, I mean, on both the Spartans and the allies, because I need to let's activate this guy. This is actually a nameless leader. I don't know who that is. Maybe that's an archive leader, I don't know. I want to activate that guy. And also a 3rd guy would be nice. We probably have to take some auxiliaries with us. So take that, do like that, and move forward here. Move forward here too. And then another hoplite unit here. Now, basically we have some strike force that could do the double time and rush in on the Spartan line here. And good thing we are still holding a good line here. So it was 3 in the center. Now the Spartans see the Athenians moving forward. Let's see how they can respond then. Okay, order mounted. But that wasn't enough to take control of the Thessalian cavalry, was it? No, it needs to be the mounted charge. Okay. But this card could be used to activate hoplites. And it's a powerful card for the Spartans because this could activate 6 hoplite units. But I will not do that yet because I'm not in striking range anywhere with my hoplite, so I'll save that card. But I think I'll wait. I will not go forward the Spartans right now. So I'll play this card and order 1 unit. So I'll do another skirmishing attack just here from the flank up there to the slingers. Let's do that. That's a hit actually. So we're seeing the first Athenian casualties here too. Yeah, so that's basically it actually. Let's see about the... this is really good. Question is who... I think I'll play the line command this time and bring the whole line forward. Because then I have a better chance to choose my wanted 4 units for the double time. They need to be linked. Oh, well, hello again. I say again because I had to cut the video because I had to get the door and then I got other things to do. So for you this is a blink of an eye, but for me this is a few days later actually, where I left off last time. I don't know if you can see the dust layer that has settled on the board, but I certainly can. Anyway, let's continue the game. I think this is how I left it. So I think I was about to play the line command for the Athenians, and I think I was about to explain why. And basically, well, I could go in with a double time right now and attack with the hoplites and some other troops there, but I want to play the line command because I will catch up with the guys that are a big or a small step behind, let's say 1 hex behind, because in the next turn then I could play the double time. I have more troops to choose from for who's to do the double time next time. Also I have a chance to get another card, so I can see where I can activate the turn after that, so I can by that choose where to do the double time, so I can follow it up with another attack with the card I'm gonna get. So this is what I'm gonna do. So basically I will activate the whole line here and well, move forward and attack where I can. So let's do that. So I will just move them. I will not even bother to mark those guys. Let's put that guy on the flank here. Okay, these guys are auxiliaries. I think I put these guys up front. I will actually mark these guys because I can fire with those. I think also move up these auxiliaries. I can fire. These guys will move up and fire as well. So I have 3 guys who could fire, or 3 units, and the slingers did not move, so they can fire with 2 dice. The other guys fire with 1 die each. So we're really closing into the Spartans here now, and we can rush into the battle next time. But let's start with the skirmishing. We start on the very left edge from the Athenian point of view. So we fire down the hill against those lights there. 1 die. And we got a hit. So we are starting to we're done those troops as well. We have an auxiliary guy here who moved 1 hex, so the unit can fire. That was a miss. And then we have our slingers left. 3 hex range, no movement yet, so I will have a good attack, I guess. And what I want to do is actually to continue attacking these Spartan hoplites here. Hoping to maybe get one guy more out of there, and maybe we could attack that guy in the next double time then. So let's see what we get. We want blue symbols. We didn't get that. We got a flag, but he's of course supported, so he just ignores that flag and stays in line. So that's that. But now I'm in a good shape to do that attack. So we draw another dusty card for the Athenians here, and let's see. I have forgotten what cards the Spartans had in their hand. Okay, yeah, now remember, they have this order mounted, so I can order a big bunch of hoplites, but it's not relevant to do that now because we are out of range to reach the Athenians. We could activate 2 in the center or 2 on the right, so we could of course the Spartans are suspecting that the Athenians have something up their sleeve because they are so boldly attacking here, so I don't know, the 2 in the center, I don't see what I'm gonna do with that card right now. I just, of course we could move up 2 guys and then we could use the hoplite card to attack with those 2, but that's not an efficient attack, I think. So I will hold on to these cards, and I will actually, since I have 2 units here in skirmish range, I will use that. So I'll play the 2 on the right, and I will just activate my lights and my auxiliaries there. I will not move them, I think. No. The thing with these auxiliaries, they are now in. We know that Athenians could move up there and attack our auxiliaries there, so we could move it back 1 hex. To save it and get in line here. Maybe that's a wise thing to do, because those guys cannot evade, you know, so they could be hit hard by those hoplites there. So actually I think I do that. I will not fire with these guys. I will retreat back to line, because as I said, the Spartans are suspecting the Athenians will. They have some good cards here. They know that because they are so boldly attacking. But these guys who could evade if they're gonna be engaged by any in close combat, they will just evade, so they can now fire away. And question is, who should we attack? I think I go for the slingers, who already are a bit decimated there. So 2 dice, looking for green symbols. We got 2 reds, too bad. So that was a inefficient fire. So now's the time to decide for the Athenians. We got the counterattack. So basically we could go in with this card and we can expect the Spartans to respond and we can counter that response. So let's do the double time now. And it's a 4 of you foot units and they need to be linked. And they can go 2 hexes and battle only in close combat. Warriors could go 3, but we don't have any warriors here. Or warrior units at least. I think we have warriors. So, who should go in for the big push here? I'd prefer to do it where we could activate the highest number of hoplites, because those guys just battle most efficiently. And that would be actually this section. We have 3 hoplite units linked here, and then we could also activate perhaps also that auxiliary unit there. The downside is that if we move forward with these guys, we are more or less facing the Spartan elite units here, so that it will be a hard fight, and we will get probably hit back very hard as well, so it will be a kind of an exchange. But I'd like to battle against that weakened unit there and against those auxiliaries, because those are a bit more easy kills. So what we could do, it's not that easy. I was thinking of moving those guys there, and those guys there, but where to put these guys in? Just here? Okay, they will be killed right off the next turn then. That's not too good. We could of course only do 3 attacks and follow up with a auxiliary guy in behind just to put it in support back there. Because these 2 guys are the ones I want to attack. Well, this will of course mean if we do that attack drifting to this side of the battlefield, there will be a big gap in their line, so eventual line commands will not be efficient anymore. But what the heck, let's do that. So I would like to hit those hoplites, and those, and then that auxiliary unit. They will be just rushing into support here. So let's start moving up these guys. Those go there. Leader goes there. And the auxiliaries just go behind here, and they cannot fire in ranged combat, so I can flick that block up. We will not battle with that unit. So we have a 3-unit attack here coming up. It's Myronides himself who's leading this attack. So where to start? I think I'll attack here to here first. I'll try to get these auxiliaries. So I will roll 4 dice, and I will also hit with leader symbols. So this was quite an impressive battle. 3 hits and the blue is a miss. So those auxiliaries really took a hard hit there. But they stand their ground, so they can actually battle back. No leader adjacent though. But they inflict 1 hit, and as a matter of fact they also force the Athenians to back, because they are not supported. So we take 1 hit, and then we I think I go there. Oh sorry, because I don't want to block the retreat path of Myronides and his guys here. But of course Myronides will now follow up that attack trying to kill those guys off. Maybe I should do it the other way around, because if I attack with those guys now first, I will get the leader bonus hits, right? And I will probably decimate these guys. This means Myronides could attack that lone block unit and then attack these decimated Spartan hoplite units here. Maybe I could get two flags by this, with a bit of luck. So let's start with this attack anyway, against that weakened Spartan hoplite unit there. It's 4 dice. And again, an impressive Athenian assault here into the line. They are crashing into the Spartan line, just moving down these guys here. Oh my. But they also stand their ground, so they will hit back with 4 dice. And this time we are also adjacent to a leader, so this could be really, really deadly. Okay, not that bad. 1 hit and a flag, but this time we are supported. So I think I'll stay there. Yeah, I will do that. Okay, so now it's Myronides' triumph. I think he will, by his unit, gain those 2 flags by just hunting down those remnants who are fighting. They are engaged with other hoplites in battle, so Myronides can himself go in with his unit and kill those off. So we'll start with the. I could choose who's to attack first. So if I go there and then attack there, I will end up there. The other way around, I will be adjacent to that leader. I think I go here first, even if I will be adjacent to Nicodemus himself later on. But let's take out those auxiliaries first, and that's loads of hits. So we got that guy, and we got these game's first victory banner, and it's the Athenians who gather that. So I will momentum advance down here. Sorry, that was the wrong guy. Sorry about that. He's still alive. It was the auxiliary unit I got, and so I will momentum advance here, and now I'll do an attack against those auxiliaries. Yeah. 1 hit required again, and this time they missed completely, but they forced these guys to retreat because they are unsupported now. We broke the line here, so they have no support, and that was lucky for us because they cannot hit back now. So these guys will of course retreat back there. We follow up with a second momentum advance. We cannot battle anymore though, but we're in a good position to activate because we are on both the right and middle section here. Okay. That was unexpected that these guys managed to leap away there. Let's see how long they can stay alive. Okay. That was the Athenians. Let's play the Spartans before I end this video. I think we'll want to play this turn to the end and then we are done. So, what could we do? We could activate 2 in the center now. Now it could really be a useful card. We could hit back hard with our Spartans. How about the order mounted, so order hoplites? Well, I don't see the big benefit of doing that, other than we also could activate this lone guy here. I don't know. It's kind of a suicide mission to do that. On the other hand, I could escape with that guy a bit more. That's not bad, perhaps. Maybe I should do it anyway. Okay, I missed the opportunity to also activate these guys. Or actually these guys are activated now, but do I would want to do something with them? I don't think so. I see no need in moving forward with these Spartan allies here. The Corinthians or whatever they are. Nah. But I anyway think I'll play this card. Because I will try to save that unit. So I will activate these and these units. And this guy will just retreat back there. Nicodemus would move down there and then do a side move with those guys. Now I'm kind of hindering the Athenians to reach my weakened unit, and hopefully I can get 2 nice attacks against Myronides and his guys there. And if they retreat away, I still have another target with my other Spartan hoplite. So let's do this. So we start with Nicodemus. He will attack Myronides. So this is a battle between the army leaders. This is pretty epic, right? The army leaders are facing each other with their hoplite lines there, and we got the Spartans hitting first. Let's see what we get. Ah, that was an awesome hit. 3 guys down, or 3 blocks down. The dice are really deadly today. We also need to check if Myronides is alive after this clash. He is, no problem there. And they held the ground. They fight back with 4 dice. So it was a hard hit against those, but they will be hit hard back, I guess. Yeah, quite so. They got 2 hits anyway. So remove 2 blocks from here as well. Oops. Like that, and also we need to do a leader loss check there as well. So we see what happens with Miro. Okay, 2 flags. That's so cool. So a big battle here happening. And while Myronides is facing these guys, we got another Spartan attack in the flank coming up. So this could be devastating now. We could even lose the army leader from the Athenians now. Let's see. They need 1 hit, these guys, right? And they got it. They got 2 hits actually, because they're adjacent to the leader as well. But 1 is enough, so Myronides loses his units. The Spartans gain a banner. And we need to check the fate of Myronides. And since his unit got eliminated by this attack, we only have 1 die to check that, so this is deadly. Ah, he's okay. So he can now retreat 1 to 3 hexes. And he will of course just back 1 hex, taking command of this other hoplite unit, and continue the assault here. So now I have the whole option with these guys to momentum advance here. I cannot battle anymore because I have no leader with me. So, and if I do that move, I'm opening the path to this lone block unit here. So we don't want to see the Athenians killing that guy off. So nope, I will not momentum advance. I want to save those guys and hinder the Athenians from getting that banner. That was the order mounted. Quite happy with how it went, seen from the Spartan eyes. This is a good fight, right? We got 1 to 1 now in banner count, and well, here we only seen some skirmishing happening. Even if they have indeed inflicted some damage here with the skirmishing. Also, one of the Spartan units here, I think it was the one who got eliminated eventually. You remember those got decimated first by some skirmish fire here. Otherwise, here is the quiet side of the front so far. We haven't seen the Spartan allies and the Greek counterpart here moving into each other. So let's end this first part here. Well, as usually, thank you for watching, and I hope I can play a bit more efficiently now and get up part 2 pretty soon. Okay, thanks and bye.